In a world full of noise, stress, and uncertainty, your mind can be your greatest ally or your toughest enemy. In this video, you'll discover powerful, timeless lessons drawn from Stoic philosophy and modern psychology to help you rise above life's mental battles. First, we'll explore how to face your depression with resilience. Then, we'll uncover practical ways to silence negative thoughts before they take control. Finally, we'll identify 4 undeniable silent ways to gain respect without saying a word. Watch until the end, because mastering your mind is the first step to mastering your life. In the silent corridors of the mind, there are shadows that speak in whispers you cannot silence. A heaviness that sits upon the chest, suffocating joy before it can even breathe. Depression is not merely sadness. It is an unseen storm that erodes both the will and the wonder of living. Yet, even in the darkest winters, there exists an ember, small, fragile, but enough to set the heart ablaze again. Today, we're going to speak not just of survival, but of reclaiming your strength, your clarity, and your peace. Depression is more common than most admit, and more complex than most understand. It is not simply a bad day, nor is it a fleeting mood. It's a state of mental, emotional, and sometimes physical paralysis. But here's the truth: you are not powerless against it. By drawing upon Stoic philosophy, modern psychology, and time-tested strategies, we can equip ourselves to fight back gently but persistently. 1. Acknowledge without shame. The Stoics taught us that suffering is not a moral failure. Marcus Aurelius himself wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." The first step is acknowledgement without self-condemnation. Say to yourself, "I am feeling low, but I am not broken." This separates your identity from your emotional state, a crucial shift that prevents you from defining yourself by your depression. 2. Master the smallest actions. Depression thrives in stagnation. The Stoics would argue, do not attempt to leap a mountain, just take the next step. Get out of bed, drink a glass of water, open the curtains. These may feel insignificant, but in the battle against depression, small victories are monumental. Each one reminds you, I can still move forward. 3. Control the controllables. Stoicism divides life into 2 domains: what is in our control, what is not. In depression, your mind becomes preoccupied with uncontrollable things. Past mistakes, imagined futures, the actions of others. The antidote: radical focus on what you can control today. This may mean your breathing exercises, your morning routine, choosing who you speak to and what you consume. 4. Rewrite the internal narrative. Depression often feeds on mental scripts. I'm worthless. Nothing will change. I'm a failure. The Stoics used a method called premeditatio malorum, preparing the mind for difficulty, then reframing it. Whenever the thought arises, challenge it. Is this true, or is it just my current mood speaking? What evidence do I have against this belief? By actively questioning your inner voice, you strip it of its absolute power. Depression may speak in the language of endings, but life has a way of writing unexpected chapters. The darkness may not vanish overnight, but with each conscious act, each moment you choose to rise instead of sink, you remind the world and yourself that you are still here, and that is enough. The mind, left ungoverned, becomes a tyrant. It whispers fears into the silence, magnifies shadows until they eclipse the sun, and persuades you to bow to illusions of your own making. Negative thoughts are not simply harmless visitors. They are skilled saboteurs, architects of anxiety, and thieves of your inner peace. But here's the truth. The war is not out there. It's in here. Today, you will learn how to disarm those mental intruders, reframe them through the lens of Stoic philosophy, and reclaim your ability to think deliberately, rationally, and without fear. 1. Recognize the intrusion. The Stoic principle. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Marcus Aurelius. Negative thoughts thrive when they go unnoticed. The first step, awareness without judgment. Observe them like clouds passing across the sky, not as truth, but as transient. Practical exercise. For one day, write down every repetitive negative thought. This breaks its invisibility and strips it of emotional dominance. 2. Reframe through logic. Epictetus taught, men are disturbed not by things, but by the view which they take of them. Negative thoughts are usually distorted interpretations, not reality. Question each thought. Is this absolutely true? Do I have evidence, or am I assuming? If a friend thought this, what would I tell them? Replace emotional reaction with a rational counterstatement. 3. The power of voluntary discomfort. Stoics prepared their minds by exposing themselves to small challenges. Example, cold showers, public speaking practice. Fasting. These teach your mind that discomfort doesn't have to be feared. When you regularly face discomfort, negative thoughts lose their ability to intimidate you. 4. Shift your attention. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Negative thinking is often a loop of focus. The more you feed it, the stronger it becomes. Train your attention. Go for a walk and name 5 things you can see, 4 you can hear, 3 you can touch, 2 you can smell, 1 you can taste. This grounds you in the present moment, where negative thoughts cannot survive long. 5. The discipline of journaling. Stoics like Seneca and Marcus wrote daily to keep their minds clean. Journaling forces clarity. Thoughts become less threatening when dissected on paper. Write your negative thought in one column, then write a Stoic-inspired counter-argument in the next. 6. Control what you can, release what you can't. Stoic dichotomy of control. If it's within your control, act. If not, let it go. Negative thoughts often come from obsessing over things you can't change. Practice the mental habit of instantly asking, is this in my control? If no, release it. Your mind is a kingdom. Guard its gates and discipline its citizens. If you found value in this, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. And share this with someone who needs to break free from their mental prison. Respect is not always commanded by the loudest voice in the room. It is often drawn toward those who speak the least, yet convey the most. In a world saturated with noise and endless self-promotion, there exists a rare kind of authority, one born not of words, but of presence. This is the kind of respect that does not need to be demanded. It is silently given. Today, we uncover 4 subtle, almost invisible ways to earn deep respect without uttering a single syllable. 1. The power of composed body language. Long before words are spoken, the body speaks. Your posture, the way you enter a room, the steadiness of your movements, all send an unspoken message about who you are. Stand with a straight spine, shoulders relaxed yet firm. Maintain deliberate movements. Avoid frantic gestures. Eye contact. Calm, steady, and unforced signals. Quiet confidence. In silence, your body becomes your voice, and confidence becomes your language. 2. The weight of well-timed silence. Silence is not an absence. It is a statement. In conversations, the person who rushes to fill every pause often reveals insecurity, while the one who listens deeply and responds with deliberation gains an air of wisdom. Silence shows that you are not desperate for approval. You are confident enough to let others speak without competing for attention. People respect those who value listening as much as speaking. 3. Consistent self-discipline. In public, respect is not gained through random acts of greatness. It is earned through visible consistency. Without speaking, people notice how you treat your work, your health, and your commitments. The colleague who always arrives prepared, the friend who maintains personal standards without flaunting them. These are the individuals who gain quiet respect over time. Your discipline speaks on your behalf. 4. Commanding presence through observation. Most people listen only to respond, but the one who listens to understand stands apart. Observation allows you to notice the subtleties others miss, the unspoken emotions, the body language shifts, the true meaning behind words. When you are fully present, people feel seen, and those who feel truly seen will respect you. By being the calm observer in a room of restless talkers, you create an aura of depth and mystery. People wonder what you're thinking, and in that wondering, they grant you respect. Respect is not built in the shouting of your worth. It is sculpted in your silence, your body language, your pauses, your discipline, and your attentive observation. They weave together a silent narrative of strength. And in a world obsessed with being heard, the quiet leader becomes unforgettable. This week, practice speaking less and noticing more. Let your presence, not your words, do the heavy lifting, because true respect is never demanded. It is earned quietly.